One of the reasons why I get along with the women around me so well is because I don't care if they like me or not. I am who I am. Whether women like me, don't like me, I don't give a rat's ass. And for that main reason, I get along with women great because I'm being my authentic self. And when I read some of the comments on some of the new people that come to the channel, I always wonder in the back of my mind, if it wasn't for the purpose of achieving access to pre-owned box, some dudes wouldn't do anything that has to do with their own self-preservation. Like right now, I usually get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I hit the gym. You know, it's a work in progress. I'm a big guy. I roll up in the car. I'm like 6'7", so that's why I'm kind of balled up a little bit. But I'm usually trying to maintain some level of fitness because it feels good for me. Not because I give a rat's ass about attracting women, because sometimes you want to just look in the mirror and be able to see your own sausage and be able to walk up a flight of stairs without feel like you're going to have a heart attack. You want to enjoy life, at least fit your suits and your clothes, or feel some level of self-esteem for you as an individual. Nothing to do with women. Nothing to do with women or access to women. It's about you. Or maybe you want to invest your money and save your money because you want a certain level of freedom or quality of life. That has nothing to do with women. That has to do with you. You living a better life. Or maybe you do certain things with your passions and your hobbies because maybe you enjoy the fact that I can take an old vehicle like this and bring it back to life. And that gives me a certain feeling of achievement and accomplishment. You notice that it's nothing to do with women. And I made a video yesterday about the looks maxing young men. And I'm saying if you're going through surgery and height adjustment surgeries and doing all these things to your body just to get access to something that is about as valuable as a crisp 50, there's something wrong with you. And that's not enduring. That's not something in my perspective of life. And I've raised boys. That's an indication of low self-esteem. If the only reason that you're performing these things, these tasks, and going to these extremes measure is for access, and you're talking about, obviously doing things to your body that's irreparable, or and some of these guys that I see out here like that clavicular clown, that guy's a drug addict. He's had multiple facial surgeries to attract what? Women? There needs to be mental health counseling and therapy in there, period. So the only reason why you get up every day, brush your teeth, take a bath, clean yourself, go to the gym and try and maintain some good personal health or whatever else, or take care of your health or take care of your finances, is for the access of pre-owned box. If you can't get pre-owned box, let the world crash and burn. Let everything crash and burn because your ass can't get access to pre-owned box that's about as valuable as a Chris 50. The world must go down. And that makes you a bitch-led, bitch-inspired man. Your whole life is dominated, controlled by access to pre-owned box. And that needs to be studied. The only reason why you move or motivated to go to the gym, to work out, which I'm at the gym right now, is to have access to pre-owned box. And to me, that baffles my mind. It's fascinating to me. And I've come to the conclusion. And then, so guy just, because he can't get access to, I don't know how you can't get access to pre-owned box in America. Oh my God. Or anywhere in the world. I mean, I've traveled around. I don't understand it. But again, some dudes have social developmental issues and have problems. I mean, it's what it is. And they need therapy. Box is not your solution. Women are not. The way how I move, this is me. I'm talking about myself personally. I am a bachelor. That doesn't mean I don't have women around me. But the way I move is the way I move, whether I be married or single. This is the way I move. So women that come around me, they see me move a certain type of way. This is who I am. Give a rat's ass what I'm not working out for them. They can kick rocks. Let these wild horses run free. I'm working out for me. I'm working out for my health and my freedom. Because a lot of guys my age, I see are suffering from medical issues. And I mean, thank God, praise God, I don't have any medical problems. I don't take any medication or any of this other shit because I try. Granted, sometimes we fall off the wagon. Like last week, I was hitting them buffets down at the beach. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was good. But I look around those buffets and I was like, hell no. Let me get up out of here. Take this last plate and go take my ass up to take a walk on the boardwalk. Hell no, I ain't going out like that. No way. Shit. It's about self-respect. It's about pride. It's about dignity. It's about me. It's not about no damn women. Are you crazy? Half of these women, they don't even like themselves. Their self-esteem is in the toilet. Looks maxing and shit like that. I understand that for a woman. Now, that doesn't mean a man shouldn't, in his own mind, for his own personal feeling of self-respect and pride, try to do the best he can for himself and be the best for himself. But if you think, if access to pre-owned is your objective, well, shit, I might as well hand you a Chris 50. The quickest way to get to something is a straight line. If you're doing all that to access these women out here, I mean, we're in prostitution culture right now. And I agree with the brother CGA. For the majority of men, it's monetized dating, especially for these women over 30. If you're doing all of that to get access to pre-owned, it baffles my mind. They're selling it everywhere. I'm not saying you should buy it. I'm not promoting that. Why would you do some irreversible harm to your body or go out here and go through all this bullshit to access something that's been out here like, never mind. I don't get it. I just don't get it. They're everywhere. And I think it's just a social development issue or whatever. And again, it's not about being squared away for yourself. So I talk about, manhood, masculinity, and I talk about most men of the past. Guys had their nice suits. They were dressed a certain way. They were squared away. We weren't trying to be, and I know it's the past. I get it, gentlemen. We weren't trying to look like bitches. I hate to use the word. We weren't trying to look like women. Women spend all day long in the mirror. And I always had this thing about, with the boys when they were growing up, was bed to door in 30 minutes or under. Unless you go into some banquet or concert or whatever else, get in the shower, get yourself cleaned up, get yourself squared away, your teeth, everything, your body, get, your clothes, make sure it's ironed properly, you're squared away, and you're taking good care of your body and your hygiene. And it only take a guy like 30 minutes to the door. But if you're sitting around all day long in the mirror fondling yourself, you got some mental health problems. And that's what I'm really talking about. And what is it, the objective that you're trying to achieve is the goal. And that's what the conversation I was having. What is the purpose or the objective for what you're trying to achieve? And that's the fundamental. So if it wasn't for pre-owned box, you wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't do anything. Access, you wouldn't do anything. And that also happens in a lot of relationship too, where men get complacent. They just don't do anything. They don't take care of themselves. And then I see a lot of brothers who've left this earth early because they got so tunnel vision on that woman that when their relationship ended, they saw no point or no for existing in life. And in the world that we live in today, where relationships come and go and things, whatever, and you don't have that strong inner core as a man, you're going to get cooked out here. And that's the message I'm trying to get. Like, shit, women come, women go. Life moves on. But your hobbies, your passions, your routine, your purpose, that shit is enduring. That shit lasts for a long time. So for me, this routine that I'm on is a part of my identity. It's an enduring part of my process. If a woman happens to come along and likes my routine, great. If she doesn't, so what? Plus, I'm an old dude. I really don't care, And that's the way I teach my boys. We build from the inside out. We build from the inside out. So if I go and pick up an additional 20 pounds, that ain't going to change the way I feel about myself. They're going to say, look, man, you got to get your ass on that treadmill. Or you need to get on a diet plan or do some other things to work it down. Because what happens inevitably, what I see is a lot of people walk around. The guy could be walking around with six-pack ab and have the lowest self-esteem out here. Just like you just watching a woman walking around and she's beautiful, she looks good or whatever else. But her inner core, her self-esteem and who she is as a woman, man, you're dealing with a bunch of problems and damage and issues that you talk to her, have a conversation with her, because she didn't build from the inside out. And when you try to build from the outside in, you end up with problems because it has to do with your self-esteem and your mental health is not built on strong foundation. You ever see them build houses from the top down? No, they build them some people do some weird shit, especially when you go overseas. You travel in Southeast Asia, you'll see that they'll like put like a foundation and some structural walls up, and they'll build the second floor of the house, and then because they parked the car and then they start living, and then over time they'll finish the bottom, or they lifted it up to avoid flooding and whatever. That's a whole other story. But a lot of people, think that I'm talking about these things in terms of, attracting women, and as opposed to being a core of who you are as an individual and how you move in life. And again, that's a part of the adaptation phases. A lot of guys are going to spend a lot of time as single men in the current world. It don't matter whether you're married, in relationship now, or whatever. These things are transitional because relationships today have a lot of pressures and distractions and things like that. Sometimes they end, sometimes you move to a different one. It's just the way the world is. It's reality. And that's happening on a global level. So without that individual core of your own personal passions, hobbies, and your masculine purpose, a lot of guys are going to get lost because they put a lot of, or everything of who they are and what they are into a woman. And when that woman leaves them or the relationship fails, it's like their whole life has gone to the toilets. Or even worse, the guys are, if I can't have access to box, I just might as well be a bum. Well, it's just their choice and their prerogative. But again, you're still a bitch-led man. You're a bitch-led man because your actions and behavior is only predicated on you having access to women. And the brothers on my channel know what I'm talking about, because the brothers that are part of this community don't think or operate like that. And I see them in the comment section, and I salute to you brothers that have supported the channel. But it's funny when these strangers come in here and they don't know, or they'll find one video and they'll react to that video, but don't look at the other 200 videos because it's something. You always notice like something. They'll watch, right? See, men, it's a lot of times now, people are run on feelings and emotions now. And you can say 1,000 things that a person agrees with, but the moment you say one thing that they don't like, it dismisses the other 999 things you said before, even without context. But that's the way people are. People only listen to people that they agree with. I listen to everybody. If the stuff don't fly with me, I just move on. I don't even leave a comment. I just say, oh, interesting. And I think about what they're saying. But I don't look at the person and say, oh, this person is that person or that person because of what they said. I'm like, yeah, okay. I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that philosophy. But you got to understand, a lot of times, a lot of men have become like the women they criticize and talk about all the time. They become like the women. Period. And all centered around access. Access. That's it. That's it. And if they don't see access at the end of the rainbow, they don't see no purpose for living, which makes them bitch-led. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. Salute to you, gentlemen. I'm out. I need to get in the gym.